Alright, what up guys? Really just wanted to make this video today. I don't know, something was just telling me to just make a video today, you know? I don't know why, but uh just saying I'm currently at this park, and the video today I'm really just gonna be talking about what it's been like for me to pursue entrepreneurship, right? So I obviously can't talk about like the money side of entrepreneurship because I don't think I've achieved great results that give me the authority to speak on the money aspect. But what I think I can speak about is like the mindset, the changes of mentality throughout the way, and basically just how these things have been changing throughout this ongoing journey. And this may be a little bit of a longer video because in order for me to really talk about this topic, I have to go back. So I started entrepreneurship technically when I was 16 years old, right? It's when I dabbled into entrepreneurship, started dabbling into it. It all started when it was actually my brother, right? My brother, he was reselling for some time, and then he bought his first car off of it. He bought his first car off of reselling. And I was just like, dang, that's crazy. What the heck? How did you do it? How did you get the car by yourself? And he was just like, oh yeah, I was just been reselling and stuff like that. And he was nice enough to even give me some vendors as well. And the thing is that he's told me that he's even like given some vendors to other people and they've just never applied it, they've never used it and stuff like that. And if you guys hear some background noise, I think it's some car playing music outside. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, he's given vendors to some people, but they've just never used it. He's told other people about reselling, but they never took it seriously, or they tried and then they just gave up after one hiccup. But he gave me a vendor, right? And then I started reselling. Like AirPods and stuff, right? And then I made my my first ever meetup was it was during my junior year, around September, I believe. And the thing is, I didn't even meet up with the guy. I ended up going to the meetup spot, and he never even came. So imagine your first ever, what you think was gonna be your first meetup and everything, dude ends up not showing up. But that taught me something, and I was just like, all right, stuff like this happens. I learned from it, and I just started doing it from there. And then for a period of time, I kind of paused from it because I started just working my job more. But then I got back into it again, right, more consistently, I'd say, because it was like on and off during my junior year, but I started being much more like consistent with it during the start of my senior year. That's when I started being more consistent with it. So I started purchasing more bulk orders, listing on different sites, different apps, failing a lot as well. And what's really taught me was that failure is literally just all a part of the process, right? Failure is a part of it. So to not beat yourself up and to not fear failure. A lot of people, what school especially has taught us, is to fear failure. Because they make you think like, oh, you fail this one test, you're done. But what I've learned is that in business, failure, like should run towards it. Not people say be quick to fail, right? Because throughout every single failure you make, throughout every failure, there's always a lesson in the end of that failure. But the thing is that even if you fail, you always have an opportunity to learn and grow from it. Learn and grow from it. Learn and grow from it. As long as you don't quit and stay persistent. That's all you have to do. So, as I was saying, I started getting more consistent with it throughout my senior year, more and more and more. Testing out different products and stuff like that. And this is gradually how entrepreneurship started shifting my mindset. Before, when I was younger and stuff, I wanted to be like a chemical engineer or this sort of engineer. But to be honest, I never really knew what I actually wanted to do in college for real. What I wanted to major in and stuff. I would say these things because it sounded cool, but I never really knew within myself what I wanted. So it would change from like chemical engineer to like computer software engineer and stuff like that. And with entrepreneurship, when I started reselling, it was the one thing that I was just like, dang, I actually enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot. Even throughout all the failures and hiccups, I enjoy this. Because of literally the failures as well. Because it's making me stronger. It's building confidence within myself to know that even when these failures arise, I'm able to be like, all right, let me learn from this, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up because of one hiccup. So I gradually started gravitating more and more towards entrepreneurship, watching more money videos, watching more entrepreneurship videos, more mindset videos, and stuff like that. All started coming to me, and I was just like, it's making sense. It's making sense to me. So then senior year came, and as I still was doing reselling and stuff like that, made it a goal to try to get a car. I didn't get the car during my senior year. It was like a few months after. I got it in August. But I was thinking of going to college. Well, junior year, my thought was, all right, I'm just gonna go to college and do like chemical engineering and then probably just do this on the side and stuff. And then when I got into senior year of high school, I was just like, all right, I know I actually want to do entrepreneurship, but I think I'm just gonna go to community college and stuff like that and see if I can balance business with college and stuff like that. But then, later into the school year, I just made the decision. I was just like, oh, I enjoy doing business. To be honest, I hate school. And I truly just never even saw myself finishing college. As much as I'd say I would just go to college or community college and stuff like that, I never really saw myself finishing. So it's like, what is the point? Let me go all into something I actually enjoy and care about building. I want to make this my life. So then the day came where I told my parents, I explained everything to them, and to be honest, they were really like understanding of it. But then there was still some times after when I told them, they were still trying to convince me to go to college and stuff like that. But I stood firm on my thoughts. I stood firm on my belief in myself, and I was just like, I'm going to follow this. I'm going to follow entrepreneurship. I'm going to follow it. So you even kind of see the mindset change in this part where I went from this kind of being unsure, wanting to balance and juggle these things, into being set on this, set on this path, and being certain. So then, graduation came, graduated high school, and was just like, all right, I don't got school. Now I just got, I got, this is my life now. It's entrepreneurship. It's my life. Gotta do what I gotta do. So then, a few months later, I got a car off of reselling and stuff. And then just still doing my thing. I had a job as well, so I'd use that to fund my reselling business. And it's crazy because I'm even thinking about it now. Like, I remember one time when I was in lunch and I was even trying to tell somebody about reselling as well, and they were just like, bro, that's stupid. So stupid, bro. So I saw definitely a lot of changes when I decided to actually just pursue entrepreneurship. People doubting. See, when you're going the route of basically the normal route, graduate high school, go to college, get a safe 9-to-5 job and stuff like that, people, they're happy with that. They're good. But then when they see somebody doing something outside of the norm, that's when you start to see people project their own insecurities onto you. They think, oh, you can't do it. Are you sure you're going to be able to do that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I still remember there was this time when I was in the library and I was talking with someone, and he asked me what I was gonna do after high school, if I was going to college, and I said, no, I'm not going to college. I'm just doing business full time. And he was like, oh wow. And he was like, you know what? Even though I did expect you to say that, I know that obviously what you put a lot of thought into it, and I know you can exceed in it. But then there was this girl over here that was looking at me, and I was just like, well, why are you looking at me like that? And she was like, oh, I don't know, I'm just concerned. Right? She said she was concerned. I want to let you know that if you're going through this journey of entrepreneurship as well, just like how I am, there's a lot of people who will say similar things to you like this. A lot of people who will try to project their insecurities onto you. There are a lot of people who will try to project their limiting beliefs onto you. Because they can't do it, they think that you can't either. That you got to be in the same position as them. But I'm going to tell you, don't listen to those people. Some people fold because of that. Because they care so much about what other people say about them, so much about what other people think about them, that they completely go off course and they just revert back to the regular life, the regular playbook. But if you know that you're meant for more than just the regular 9-to-5, the regular playbook of life that everyone's been following for years, then don't let people's opinions deteriorate you from that path. Don't let people steer you away from that path. Because if you know that was a path that, if that was genuinely given to you in your mind and you see yourself carrying it through, pursue it with all your heart, pursue it with all your strength. And never let anyone's opinion affect you. Imagine I let the person who said, oh, that was a stupid idea. What if I let it get to my head? The person who said she was concerned about me. What if I let that get to my head? No. Entrepreneurship is one thing that I've noticed is that as I'm continuing to trying to develop myself in this entrepreneurship space and on my journey and trying to be successful, I've also realized how much like entrepreneurship, like the self-development part in entrepreneurship, like the same mentality can be carried on through all your aspects of your life. To your into physical, mental, spiritual, financial, all that. That's what I quantify success as, being elite in all of those areas. Not having a single cup empty. Having your cups overflow in all areas. Because what's the point of having a lot of money if you're fat? What's the point of having a great physique if you're broke? What's the point of having a lot of money, great physique, but your mentality sucks? And just everything else, you know? But man, along the journey is just see how a lot of people think. Before I started entrepreneurship, I think the thing that entrepreneurship has allowed me to be is just I've been much more aware of things. Much more aware of things. And by aware, I mean peeping people's thoughts. Seeing how people think more clearly. Seeing how people's words, seeing people's words, hearing people's words, and hearing people's limiting beliefs that they set on themselves. Just genuinely people who think that it's not even possible to hit 5 or 10K a month. There's so many people like who think that entrepreneurship, oh no, you shouldn't do it, no, this, blah, that. I remember there was this one kid, when I said, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do business full time, he said, no, it's not a good idea, you should just go to school, get a good paying job and stuff like that, work for some years and then start. Why would I do that? When I have the opportunity to do it now, I'm gonna do it now. There's just so many people who think that it's not possible. So many people who let their limiting beliefs destroy them. So many people who think that there isn't more to life. And to be honest, it's kind of been hard to even try to relate with people nowadays, because it's just like some people's mindsets and it's just so different than mine. It's not that like I hate these people or I don't like these people because of it. It's just I'm just so much more aware of it now. So I feel like I don't even feel like I can have that good of conversations with people because of just where their mindset is at. And it doesn't even just have to be in like business. It could just be in other realms of things in life. And this journey to entrepreneurship is it's hard. It's hard. You know, those days not really having anyone to relate to for real, or who really doesn't even get what you're doing. People who don't really believe in you like that. But you still have to keep going. You just still have to keep going. Even if the whole world is against you, you have to believe in yourself. But the thing is, if you want to achieve things great in this life, what I have to realize is that if I want to achieve things great things in this life, I have to be willing to go through periods of time like this, of not having anyone to relate to, not really connecting with people as much. The hardships of trying to build something great, I have to go through it. Because that's what it takes. And most people aren't willing to do that because they don't want to deal with those hardships. People would much rather go where it's comfortable, where there's a guarantee in things. That's why people go to college. That's why people stick with that 9-to-5 job for the rest of their life until they retire, because it's guaranteed. But it's like what time right now? It's 7:34. I think I'm about to head home now. It's getting kind of hot in this car. I don't even have it on right now, but yeah, I'm about to head home. Find something to eat. So the last message is just, if you guys are dealing with the same thing, if you guys are dealing with hardships throughout your journey, I just want to let you know that it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the journey. It's no, you're not alone in this, bro. Even though I may have not seen you in real life, you watching this video and you're trying to achieve something great just like how I am. We're going through this together, bro. So keep on fighting. Even if everyone around you today says that you can't do it, you're not gonna make it, and we don't believe in you, continue. Use that as fuel to keep going. Use that as fuel to just keep on going. Love you guys. You guys have a good evening, good night, and I'll see you in the next one.